We all have opinions, and every single one of us is entitled to our opinion. However, a lot of people are under the assumption that their opinion sets the rule, and this drives me crazy. So many people are unable to look outside their opinion. This astounds me, and I have countless examples of this. As I've mentioned in the past, I'm also a stand-up comedian. And doing stand-up, I have had some rough nights. Nights where I absolutely die on stage and hardly no one laughs. And sometimes after those shows, someone will tell me, "Hey, that was a great set." And I'll say, "Thank you, I'm glad you thought so, but I bombed. Almost no one was laughing." That to me is a good barometer. If most people aren't laughing, that's a bomb. But their rebuttal is always the same. "Well, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, so it wasn't a bomb." That's not how that works. Your opinion doesn't nullify the awkward silence of the 49 other people not laughing in a room of 50. There's comedians I find hilarious on my scene who don't do well often, but I can recognize that I find them funny and that they don't do well. There's comedians who absolutely destroy every time you step on stage who have never made me laugh once, but they do well almost every other time, and my opinion doesn't change that. It's also incredible how many people cannot simply fathom an opinion that differs from theirs. A good example would be music. Now, big shocker, I'm not a Justin Bieber fan. I know. When you think of a typical believer, you think of a slightly overweight man in a hoodie who's going bald and approaching 30. But I'm breaking all the stereotypes here, what can I say? Alright, a few songs off purpose kind of slap. But am I gonna be dense enough to say I don't understand his appeal? Even if you hate Justin Bieber, even if you detest every single note of music he has ever put out, you mean to tell me you don't understand how the young, in-shape, tattooed, skateboarding pop star who's also a very good dancer is popular? You really mean to tell me you don't understand the appeal of how anyone else can like this? I absolutely loathe the New England Patriots. I hate dynasties in sports, and most people in my hometown are fans of this dynasty. But as much as I hate the Patriots, if I were to sit here and tell you that Tom Brady isn't a good football player, that would make me a fucking liar. At the end of the day, an athlete I don't like is the greatest football player of all time, because 7 Super Bowls trump my feelings. I think the most annoying people's opinions get, though, is when it comes to the law. A prime example of this is there was a high-profile murder case in my hometown. Long story short, the cops bungled the evidence. The suspected perpetrator still went to prison, but eventually got out because there wasn't much of a case against him. The evidence wasn't really there. And most people I knew flocked to social media and were like, "I think he did it. I think he did it." Well, guess what? I think he may have did it as well. Doesn't matter. This is one of those situations where your opinion doesn't matter. My opinion doesn't matter. The only thing that matters when it comes to law is objective truth. So look outside how you view the world. Think critically and assess that your opinion is not the rule, it's not the law, it's not objective. It's the same reason when people ask me, "Hey Travis, is this movie any good?" I give them both my opinion and what the general consensus is saying. I hate the movie All the President's Men. I'd rather watch paint dry, grass grow, or ice melt. But at one point, this movie had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm not going to be ignorant enough to be like, everyone else is wrong but me. So I tell them, "Yo, I hated this, but it is a pretty popular film." Why am I making this video? Well, I think the world is more divisive than it's ever been. Politics is where it's most apparent. Politics is the most brutal for my opinion is right, the other opinion is evil. If you disagree with me on this, you're a horrible person and we can't be friends. I thought both people running in the 2020 US election weren't very good choices. However, I understand why people like Biden. And as much as this is going to piss a lot of you off, I understand why people like Trump. I'm going to repeat it one more time so it stings. I understand why other people like Trump. And I think the biggest step in bridging our division is taking a step outside of our own perspective. If we can apply that to the little things first, maybe we can start applying it to the big things. So let's talk. Let's hear each other out. Let's see what the other person has to say. Maybe if you disagree, you can at least understand. Except when it comes to movies filmed in high frame rate. That's objectively terrible. All right, let me know if you agree or disagree. I know a lot of you will. Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram at TransomTrav. Follow the Facebook and YouTube at Travis Boyce. And if you loved this video, share it. And if you hated this video, share it so you and your friends can make fun of it. Take care.